What up, Rap Leaders? Welcome back to my channel. We are on Carifest Avenue heading over to the Seawall so that we can see another glimpse of what's happening here on Easter Monday in Georgetown. The situation is that it's been a calm day. It has rained earlier on in the day, and that probably delayed a lot of people coming out here to fly their kites. But there's not a whole lot of wind, so there's not enough wind to fly a kite. So because of the calm, there are very few kites in the air. It's one of those unusual Easter Mondays where there's not enough breeze to fly a kite. But it didn't stop people from coming out, and there are hundreds of cars parked along every street near the seawall. This is Carifesta Avenue, and all these cars are lined up and parked along Carifesta Avenue. On the other side, that's the YMCA ground. There are a few people still trying to fly a kite, trying to get a kite up in the air, but not very many people have been able to do that. These are all the cars on Carifesta Avenue. Some of them parked up because they want to visit the national park. Some of them driving around trying to find places to park. Others trying to get to the seawall. But because it's generally a busy day with a lot of traffic, it's not usually possible to find a place to park. Still a lot of construction going on here. This is the widening of Carifesta Avenue at Camp Street. As you can see, they're building out new drain covers into sidewalks. Across the street, that is the police academy, police training school. And also on the other side of Camp Street, police training school. And this is Camp Street that ends at the seawall. That's Camp Street, goes out to the seawall. So what is happening here is that a lot of people are being forced to walk out to the seawall because the police have closed this road. This is the access road to the seawall. It goes all the way out to the Seawall Road. That's the end of Camp Street. But the police have closed the entrance to this road, and so a lot of people are walking on their way out. Well, as you stop the motorcyclists. The cars, I suppose, are unable to drive out here. So what's different from Mashramani is that these people are here not along a specific route as on Mashramani Day, but they are all over the city, wherever there is open space, because that's what they need to fly kites. The other side, that is the cricket ground. So yes, this is where people come to fly their kites because it is usually windy. It's away from the power lines and the trees, and there's usually a lot of space, a lot of open space. However, on a day like today, where there is no wind, most people are simply out here for the recreation, for the picnic, to simply hang out at the seashore, to give the kids space to play. Right, so it's about play for the kids and flying kites, but without the wind, not a whole lot of kites in the air. So if you look, east along the seawall, not a whole lot of kites out there. So this is the seawall on Easter Monday. You can see there's not a whole lot of kites in the air. This morning we walked all along the wall from Kitty to Kingston, and you saw the preparation for the day that its vendors were putting up their tents and putting out their items for sale at 7 this morning. But this is what it looks like at 6 p.m. in the afternoon. It is an unusual day because there is, of course, no wind. It's highly unusual because, as you can tell from previous videos, usually when I come out here, there is so much wind noise in the microphone that's difficult to hear what I'm saying. On a day like today, there is no wind. What I'm walking on is seaweed. So a lot of seaweed has washed up onto the shore here, and it's rotting on the shore. But it's not preventing people from hanging out and at least attempting to fly their kites. But this is what is happening here at Kingston Seawall. That's looking west towards the Pegasus Suites and the Marriott and so on, looking into the sunset. It seems as if there's a ship on the river. That's the mouth of the Demerara River. It seems to be a ship out there. I'm gonna head there in a while. But this is what is happening here on the beach. And instead of kites in the air, there are kites on the ground. And lots of kids, of course, frustrated. There are a few of them, let's see. There are a few of them that managed to get up in the air. Okay, I can feel a light breeze. So there are a few of them, the ones that are very efficient, that can make use of the light breeze. Those are the ones that are in the air. So just a lot of frustrated kids who can't get their kites up because the day is very calm. There is no wind. There is not even a slight breeze now. And so Easter Monday 2025 is turning out to be quite a bust because there is not enough wind to fly a kite. But there's still a lot of people out here. As many as or more than in the national park. And people are still taking advantage of the opportunity to be out here. It's one of the few kites that can get up in the air. Yes, guys, this is what is happening on Kingston Seawall at the beach in Georgetown, Guyana on Easter Monday, 21st of April, 2025. It is, in fact, a bigger celebration than previous years in terms of the number of people, number of kids out here, but it's unusual that on a day like today in April, there is just no wind. At least not enough wind to fly a kite. There are a few kites going up here, taking advantage of the slight breeze. Right, there are a few kites going up here, taking advantage of the slight breeze, but most of them can't get up because they're too heavy and because they need a lot more wind than exists here at the Kingston Seawall. I guess particularly these plastic, the light plastic kites are the ones that are flying. The typical Guyanese kites, like these, what are these, octagons, hexagons. The hexagonal kites are not flying, but these triangular kites made of plastic, those are the ones that are getting up in the air. So that's it, guys. That's what's happening on Easter Monday here in Georgetown. It's the end of the day, end of the kite flying day. It's about 6 p.m. in the afternoon. There are a lot of people out here trying to fly a kite. But yes, not very many people succeeding. Excuse me. Sorry, excuse me. So that's looking west at the ship that we wanted to see in the mouth of the Demerara River. And this is panning east. That is across the beach. That's the Marriott Hotel. East of it is the Pegasus Suites and Corporate Center. You can see all the people on the beach in front of the Pegasus.
YouTube?
Yeah.
Channel name,
Raphael Nation.
Nation catch me there. Alright, see that fun.
Happy Easter.
Rafa Nation, big up.
Say Happy Easter to New York.
Happy Easter, New York. Likewise, Guyana and all around the world.
Thanks.
Right? What's this up? This up.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
All right, thanks.
Alright, man.
So this is what is happening here. It's the end of Easter Monday in it's okay. It's the end of Easter Monday in Georgetown, Guyana. It's about 6:30, I suppose, on Easter Monday. And there's just a little bit of wind now coming out of the east. But most of the day, I suppose, it was very calm, very quiet, at least in the afternoon. And so a lot of these people, a lot of the kids, were unable to get their kites up. But of course, if you're a kid, and I remember when I was a kid, there's no giving up. We used to run with our kites for yards and yards, and run across the entire field to get the kite up. Because the idea is if you get it high enough in the air, you could catch the wind As you can see, a few kites are now aloft. If you get them high enough, you can catch the wind, which might be blowing several feet in the air, even though it feels calm on the ground. But that's what's up, guys. That's what's happening in this neck of the woods. If you want to see more content like this, click like and subscribe. Share this video with friends and family around the world. Let people know what's happening in the fastest growing country in the world, Guyana. Later.